Good morning, everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So starting off with Euro USD as usual, and we did have a bit of a rejection. Wasn't quite a level that we were looking for. Level that we were looking for was sort of in this area here, sort of around there. So basically, we've at another level here. You'll see we've sort of tried to come back and test this 105.752 area. So as I said yesterday, probably back into the range, which is what I'm suspecting at the moment. So I'm just going to extend that to there. Let's delete, not the indicator, let's delete the level. So those are the two levels, upside and downside. You can see we're finding support on the one area at the moment, and that is right here at 104.689. Now, if you look very carefully here, you can see pretty slow measured move up, big sort of engulfing move up, and then a bit of consolidation. Then yesterday was a bit of confusion, started falling, a bit of confusion, and then we fell again. So toying with a potential break to the upside, but it's bouncing off nothing. So what we're looking for is some sort of level to be tagged, and 104.689 is the first one, and then you do have what could very well be the start of a flag here. There it is there. So big move up, pullback, consolidation onto a bigger bit of structure, which is a bigger level, and then a break higher. So at the moment we're looking for somewhere where, for the longs, we're looking for some area where we can gain support again, and I would assume it's going to be right where we are here. So we need to break above here, come back and test it, which would then test this flag, and then another move, an attempt to tag the top here, which would be 105.752. So I suspect we're kind of range bound at the moment, and this is probably what's going to play out. If we start dropping below this area here at 104.689, come back and test it, then all bets are off for any longs brewing, and we're looking for a continuation to the downside, and probably you're going to be held up by one of these two areas here. So you'd be looking for a move down to 104.378, or alternatively 104.177. Things are wild at the moment, so no real clear direction across any markets. So expect extreme volatility. You're probably going to be best suited if you're going to be trading us today off the 15-minute. And you can see sort of yesterday you had a clear indication that you were in an uptrend. Sorry, I lied, not yesterday, day before. No clear indication. Try to buy off the 155. Rejected the crossover, the moving average, then bounced higher. You can argue that there was a little bit of a trade there, rejecting this level here at 105.041. So same play today, just watch what's transpiring there. Moving on to US dollar Japanese yen, still nothing really going on. We did have what was looking like a triangle, and that hasn't played out. That failed basically. So what you need to do is just get rid of it, get this level into the downside, which is 127.583. That is the bottom of the range. This is kind of the middle of the range, and that's the top of the range. So if you look at it on the hour, you'll see lots of consolidation. For all intents and purposes, we were below the 155 EMA. You can see that. And then yesterday we broke below, came back to try and test it. Looked like a tweezer bottom, but basically, in hindsight, and always hindsight being the perfect science, if you look at that tweezer bottom like that, and let me come to a 15-minute chart. There's the tweezer bottom there. Just tidy it up a bit. There we go. So that's the 1 hour tweezer bottom. Have a look at the at the moving averages. They're sort of all grouped in a bearish pattern, and then have a look at the oscillators grouped to the upside. So 15-minute trade would have been a fairly decent opportunity here. There's your break, there's your retest, and then we move to the downside. But when you look at it in real time, that's what you would have seen, which basically means, well, sit quietly and don't look at it. But anyway, it is the way the market's moving at the moment. I think just keep paying attention to your 1 hour. If your 1 hour trend is down, if you're below the 155 EMA on the 1 hour, then start looking for structure on the lower time frames, and you're looking for breaks of that structure. You can see even on the hour there, you've got a rejection bar here. That one wasn't a signal, but there's a signal of a rejection bar of that tweezer bottom. So just playing in the opposite direction to what you would have expected it to play. British pound, Japanese yen next on the cards, and if we look at this, all over the place as well. So we've had a big down, we've had a big up, and if you look at what's happening now, we've got a massive engulfing bar. I would want to be knowing what's happening on the Fibonacci here, 61.8, you can see right there. So big move up, pull back onto the 61.8. Big question here is this going to hold? If this is going to hold, that is a potentially higher low. We still have this gap to the downside open, which is a bit of a scare. And then the other thing is we've got this big head and shoulders, which could very well be in play. So just let me get rid of this and let's get down to the hour. So if you look at the hour, there's the neckline of the head and shoulders right here. What is here? We've got the moving averages for the 1 hour chart. So if we start rejecting in this area, and my bet is something around 159, 587, 159, sorry, 585, 159, 600, up to 160. So around 160. If we start rejecting that area, then I would expect a continuation to the downside, which is going to get this big inverse, well, not inverse, this big head and shoulders to play out. Look at the oscillators on the 8 hour. So I'm very cautious here that the pullback onto this area of structure, 160, is definitely going to be a retest of the 155 on the 8 hour. And if that is the case, then you're looking for a bigger move to the downside, which is more than likely get this head and shoulders to play out. So for me, I would want to say a London breakout strategy, but you can see we've got a massive move already on the go. So I just be watching this area, and you can probably do it on the 15 as well. So just watch what happens in this area, see if we start rejecting, and you can see there's a fine tune of the level right over there. See if we start rejecting this area. Here's a 50-minute 155 EMA as well. Look at the oscillators. So anything around here, you're still looking at a massive 1,000-point stop loss. So I'd want to see a clear bit of structure here on the 50-minute before jumping in on this. Extremely volatile, as is the whole market right now. The other play here is that we've had this strong move up and we've had a pullback, and now what we're doing is this pullback is a flag. So just be careful of that as well. And what we're looking for is a move back here, and that's going to basically set up a inverse head and shoulders. There's a shoulder, head, and a shoulder, with this trend line being the neckline. So yeah, really lots going on at the moment, but I would really be paying attention to 160. If we reject that, then continuation to the downside. Moving on to Euro British Pound as the last pair we're looking at today. And yesterday we had this little range it formed, so that you break the range, retest of it, you had to trade the upside. That played out. For me at the moment, it could be a very good rejection of the 155, and we've done it twice already. There's the first time, second time, there's the third time. So that is the first thing to pay attention to. Second thing to pay attention to is we have this potential break of structure, and I'm just going to put that level here. There's been a massive area of resistance. We broke above it, we broke below it, but now we've closed above it with a rejection here. So it could very well be a setup to the upside. It's going to be a tough play, because pressure's on the euro, pressure's on the pound, pressure's on the dollar at the moment. So which way are we going to go? There's no. I think all currencies are basically under pressure, so which is why the volatility comes in, as people try and guess which currency is going to fare better in what's going on at the moment. So yeah, I think for me, I look at the chart, pay attention to the charts. We have rejected the 155 here on the hour. We are playing in between the moving averages. That's always an indication of a range. So what you're looking for is a break, and the break needs to come above the current high of today, which is 084952. We get a break of that, then we're looking for a move to the upside. It does look like a bit of a triangle forming. If you draw a trend line along here, or just use the moving average as your trend line, you can see there's your triangle. So that was the range from yesterday. Break attempted retest, and then a proper retest, and there was your potential trade. Still a bit messy, but I think that's the same play for today. If we break above 084952, wait for the retest, and then you're looking for a move up to 085273. Anyway, that's kind of my outlook for today on Forex. It is going to be volatile. There is so much going on. Nobody knows what's happening, and there's lots of value stocks which are actually starting to look good, so which then starts meaning people starting to look for a bottom and look for opportunities to buy. And as soon as we start getting that kind of momentum going into the market, then you'll probably see a little bit more stability coming to Forex as well. But at the moment, this is a wild ride. So keep your wits about you, keep your stops really tight, and pay attention to your levels. If it misses a level, don't take the trade. If you find support or rejection and it's looking really clear, take the trade. Just keep your stops tight. Anyway, hope it helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.